Hey guys, how's it going? This is EK. Um, I found a few new things about full court and how it reacts. So, I believe at the beginning of the season, Love and Death was the new grenade launcher that was introduced. It was a 150 RPM grenade launcher that has an aggressive frame. It could come with the hard launch, the spike, the full court, and even the velocity masterwork. And I thought that would be the Godroll. My friend Snurv he was like, "Hey man, uh, someone said maybe Blast Radius might be better because of the full core perk." So I didn't just want to be like, "Oh, okay, Blast Radius is the best thing." I kind of wanted to test it out for myself, and this is basically what I found. Now, if we look at the perk for full court, here it says increase detonation damage as the projectile travels further before exploding, meaning the more time it spends in the air before it hits, the more damage it does. But the thing about velocity, ladies and gentlemen, is what I kind of want to break down is if you look at velocity, it increases the speed of projectiles fired by the weapon. If it increases the speed, that means that if your grenade launcher normally goes about 50 miles per hour to get to its target, when velocity is increased, it might go up to 75 miles per hour. So that means that it's getting there a lot faster than it should. Hence, it's not going to spend that much time in the air. So now, I kind of went in and I tested this theory out for myself. It seems like blast radius increases the explosion radius of the weapon. And I was like, why would that help? But in the case of full court, you want your grenade launcher, or you want that grenade to be in the air as long as possible. So actually taking away velocity is going to help you because now you're adding more time for it to get to the target. I'm just going to go through this. I'm going to show you guys a few different damage places. As you guys know, full court does change. After 10 meters from the target, every 5 meters would add more damage. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to test it from the 45-meter damage point. All right. So this Doomsday has hard launch, which would give me a lot more velocity. And I'm also going to switch to counter mass so we can see the difference in damage. And then I have a volatile launch, spike, and a full court Love and Death. And we can test out both differences. But the barrel to go for, in my opinion, should be volatile, but in this video I'm just going to break it down so you guys can kind of see what I'm looking at and why I'm explaining this way. All right, so here we go. So from the door, this is 45 meters. All right, 45 meters is basically a good area to kind of show full court at his best. So let's throw on this Doomsday. Now, this Doomsday currently has hard launch on it with spike and full court and a velocity masterwork, which I thought would be the better thing. I even tweeted out about this plenty of times. All right, so here we go. Oh, I missed over. All right, so 15076 was the initial number. We're going to do it again. 15021. 15053. So as you can see, the numbers are between 15023 to 15080. Now I'm going to switch from hard launch to counter mass. As you can see, I'm losing out on velocity. I have a little bit of blast radius added. So it should take my grenade a little bit longer to get to its target. See, that is 15522. That is a lot more than actually having hard launch on it. I also have a Love and Death that should have two different things here. All right. So this is the volatile, spike, and full court one. And as you can see, if I start out with the counter mass gives me a little bit more velocity, but not as much blast radius. Whereas volatile gives me a little more for blast radius. So let's put that grenade launcher on and test this out. All right, so we're gonna go with the initial counter mass. All right, so counter mass, same spot. That is 14288. All right, 14,333. It's around that number. I am now going to switch from countermass to volatile, and let's see what the difference is. As you can see, it went up to 15,025, 14,973. That number is a lot higher than what I had when I had countermass, which goes to show me that the longer my grenade actually stood in the air, the more damage that it did when it got there. The reason why is because full court, it increased the detonation damage as the projectile travels further before exploding. So the more time you have in the air, the more damage it gets to do. Now, if your grenade launcher does not have full court on it, the best thing to go for would be the hard launch and the spike and the velocity masterwork with fill prep. You know, and then the last slot, you can go for something else. But if it has full court in the last slot, please don't go for hard launch. You want to go the opposite way. You want to go for volatile. You want to go for what gives you more blast radius. As you can see, volatile greatly increases your blast radius, and it does take away your velocity, whereas full court greatly increases your projectile speed, which is velocity. So in the term of full court, you actually want to go for volatile. So I'm sorry if I, I told a bunch of people, hey man, hard launch to spike and full court is the way to go with velocity masterwork. It is actually the opposite if you have full court. You want to go for a volatile, a spike grenade, field prep with full court and blast radius. All right. I'll see you guys on the next video. Thank you for checking out my content. Thank you for liking it. Thank you for subscribing. You guys are amazing. And I'll see you guys on the next video.